The townsfolk of Oakhurst have all assembled. Yet the town is deadly quiet. Dust is whipped up by a wind that promises a storm. The air is close and filled with grim anticipation. Man, woman, and child watch as a short figure in tattered black robes approaches, flanked by two others. They make their way into the heart of the settlement. The crowd stand before a great wilted tree, the one that gave the town its name, before the devastation of Yusdrayl. There the townsfolk watch as this figure lifts a green clawed hand, and in its grasp there shines a perfect red apple. The sight of it cows the onlookers immediately. A startled cry goes up as a sudden fear masters one of them. But they are dragged to the ground and are beaten to silence. Terrible eyes flash beneath the hood, a long smile with pointed yellow teeth. The hobgoblin traveller gestures to the crowd. And the crowd, each of them, bring their offerings. Gold, tools, weapons, the worth of the entire town. All thrown to Dern the hobgoblin's feet. His two ragged accomplices, his lackeys, move forward and gather it all. Suddenly a woman's voice cries out, "My son!" Everyone stops still, silent. The hobgoblin traveller's eyes dart to the woman curiously. "My son," the woman repeats, standing forward. "I will have that blessed fruit that you bring. And in return, my firstborn Jocelyn will go with you." One in the crowd snarls, "You would send your son into the grasp of goblinkin. You deprive us all of Gulthias's blessing for your selfish purpose." The woman looks back, cold, stern. "I send my firstborn that my other three may not starve this season." A low hiss comes from many in the crowd, but they are still held in the presence of Gulthias's blessing. The mother stands forward, tears in her eyes, her face stern, resolute, and before her in her embrace there stands a boy, no older than 8. "My firstborn, Dern Goblinkin," she continues, "for that shiny apple, and a curse upon any who covets it from me." The crowd are now deathly still. The the hobgoblin traveller looks upon the array of riches the town has offered, balancing them against the life of the boy. "For my son," she whispers once again. "For my son!" Dern the hobgoblin then turns back to look at the mother. His red eyes flash and his yellow fangs gleam with a twisted, satisfied smile. "That was but a year ago," the voice continues who tells you this tale. You both find yourselves sat around a campfire, listening to a tale told by an individual you only know as the Sage. The fire crackles merrily, but that is in stark contrast to the grim tale that you have been hearing. That was the 12th visit of those hobgoblins to the town of Oakhurst. The 13th visit is nigh. The season's solstice draws close. As he looks at you, the fire crackles and throws light upon two figures that sit at this campfire, listening to this tale the sage has given, and his eyes fall first upon Dom, your character. Please introduce your character. We'll include their name straight away this time, just in case.
Let's get...
And please introduce the character, describe what he looks like, and how he's reacting to this story.
Well, first of all, the reaction of this elf, another elf, is shock at the behaviour of the town. He's somewhat contemptful of hobgoblins, so he's not impressed with their behaviour and that they've not made any attempt to deal with this. But the elf himself, is called Tyr Ascentius. He is he's come from the Celestial Concord. He is a first-degree astrocaster of the 2nd class.
What?
Yeah. I thought it sounded cool.
Sounds so cool.
He is a very slender elf. He's almost too slight to look at. He looks like he may fall over in a stiff breeze when he walks. He almost floats across the ground. Sorry, he's so light. He has long silver hair and pale purple eyes. His attire is a long robe in midnight with stars embroidered upon it. And as he sits there, sort of classic elven haughtiness on his face. And then he looks around and says, Aphelion, where have you got to? And there is as something runs over, and from behind him emerges a small penguin who leans out and goes, "Meow." This is, of course, his familiar, Aphelion the penguin.
Okay. I don't have a penguin, I don't think, so I'm going to have to try and find a token to represent your familiar. Incredible.
He's also coloured in midnight with little stars at the base of his tail.
That's absolutely incredible. I'm going to have to see if I can find a penguin very quickly.
Sorry, I should have warned you, but I thought it'd be funny.
No, yeah, it is very funny. I will have to see if we can bring something up. So, as this penguin shuffles forward, the sage looks upon you with a wise, kind smile, and he looks at the creature that flaps its wings, flippers at its sides.
Yeah.
And then his gaze falls upon the person sat next to you, and whilst Michael, you describe your character, Dom, if you wouldn't mind popping your name and the penguin's name into the chat, just so I get the spellings down. Cool. Mike, your character's introduction, please.
So, you look across and you see almost the complete opposite of how Tyr was described. This is somebody who is massive. Right? They're almost 7 foot in height. They are jacked, like just pure muscle with that half-orc, greenish-brown, sort of olive-coloured skin, tusks from the mouth, except this one is sobbing openly at the story. So, so sad. As he is endearingly crying to the horrors he's just heard. No. Hero not like, as he reveals his name to be Hero.
Hero.
Brushes away the tears from his face. On his side, you can see a couple of weapons he has, both like a sword and a hammer. He has a bow as well, stashed away, and he sits there in full scale mail. A shield at his side, and this hulking brute of a figure is just looking very sad.
Oh dear.
Oh, they're in so much pain.
Yes, friends, they are. And while it may be easy to leap to the judgment of those that dwell in Oakhurst, they are only 12 years hence from a great disaster, a devastation that wrought its way through this realm. And people live and cope in very different ways. Now, this goblin tribe, led by this hobgoblin known as Dern, infest nearby ruins of a fortress that, in long days past, were dragged beneath the surface of the earth. A great fortification brought down by an unknown force into a ravine that can only be reached by following the old road. You guys can give me a knowledge, local geography, history to see if you know anything of the old road.
I have none of those.
That's okay. No, okay. This is the old road, and the old sage looks at you from beneath his bushy eyebrows, his long grey hair with silver bits ribboned through it. Sort of like he's peering at you, like waiting for like the reaction, and just the reaction doesn't come. He says, "The old road, the road you must have taken to arrive at this place. Well, at least, hopefully, you arrive from that location." Never mind. That is the way to the ruins that got dragged beneath the ground. That is where the goblins come from, and every solstice they arrive with a magical piece of fruit that bestows upon whoever tastes of it immense magical fortune, whether that be the cure of a deadly disease or the sudden improvement of one's fortunes. Of course, you can imagine how a town driven to such desperation and starvation would leap at the chance to acquire such a fruit. I believe in years past they even tried to rally around and save up together to share the fruit, to plant its seeds. But when saplings grew from those seeds, they vanished overnight. And I believe they suspect the goblins of approaching the town and stealing whatever they planted so as to ensure their monopoly. There were 4 adventurers that set out in days gone by to try and learn the secrets of not only this fruit, not only of the goblin kin, but learn the secrets of where these creatures have come from and why They are denizens of that terrible place. I have found the two of you here, and implore you both, as brave souls, as adventurous spirits, or perhaps those that know an opportunity when they see one. Either way, I implore you both. I implore you both to delve into the darkness, to bring justice to the monsters that reach out from the darkness, find the source of this magical fruit, and shed light upon this dark place. Is there anything you would know before you depart in the morning?
Tia will say, listen, as a astrocaster, my first priority is to bring light during darkness. But do remind me, this cold road you spoke of, where does it begin?
The old road begins far, far, far east of here, and you are but a day's journey from where that road comes to an abrupt end. For as I mentioned, the ground swallowed the route ahead. Yeah, you don't need to hold up your hand, Master Half-Orc. You may speak freely. I am but a humble sage.
I am brave. I am brave soul.
Yes. Yes, that's good. You will need bravery and no short amount of it, for I assure you there will be terrors within the darkness beyond your comprehension.
And will you join us, brave sage, on our journey, or are we to go just the three of us?
Alas, in years gone by, I swore an oath. An oath to the order to which I belong. I cannot interfere with the events that transpire here. Such mistakes have been made in the past, as they have been in the future.
But by finding us and giving us this task, is that not interfering, dear sage?
Well, and he sort of looks at you with a twinkle in his eye. The odd nudge in the right direction can't do any harm.
Very
But I
well
assure
said.
you, my agenda is perfectly with merit and in no further need of questioning.
Well, that's suspicious. Almost invites questioning.
It always does, doesn't it? Yes. But I'm afraid I can't.
I mean, I'd quite like to do a sense motive roll.
You can do
I
a sense
suppose.
motive.
Yeah.
Of course you can.
100%.
Of course you
Just
can.
intuition kicking in here. 5.
3.
Fair
enough.
So remember, I am rolling all rolls publicly. We'll talk about this more in a moment.
Wow. Probably with a bonus like that, it's best that we don't ask
he'll
deeper
then say, of course, I would gladly share more of my order and my particular motives in these lands. but I am afraid such a tale would last longer than the firewood we have. And he looks to the fire and it crackles low to embers in the dark. I have done the courtesy of recovering some information that you would have found in the town. Had this hour not been so pressing, I would have urged you to speak to the locals, but time is of the essence. He now is going to regale you with rumours heard in Oakhurst. That the old road ran past the nearby ruins, but fell into disuse because of goblin banditry, and no one knows for sure what this old ruin was. But legends hint that it served as a retreat of an ancient dragon cult. A flash of a figure with great wings spread wide. The old road also skirts the Ashen Plain, a lifeless land. You can give me a knowledge check. You can give me just a straight intelligence, because you might well have heard of this event.
Zero?
No. The sage tells you about an event known as the Desolation that's attributed to an ancient rampage of a dragon named Yusdrayl that just wrecked this part of the world completely. There's also rumours of cattle herders not grazing their stock too close to this area due to the fact that a number of them have gone missing, followed by a number of cattle herders going missing as well, being found the next day dead with needle-like puncture marks across their skin. And also there's further reports of these missing adventurers, a fighter known as Talgin, a wizard known as Sharwin, a paladin of Pelor known as Sir Bradford, and a ranger known as Caracas. Sir Bradford, in particular, was famous and has a particular story about how he retrieved his magical sword from an ancient mountain that is called Shatterspike. There was also a rumour of one year a goblin bringing forth one of these apples, but instead of it being ruby red, it being almost corpse white in its likeness.
Did that year, did it affect anything?
The solstice fell as a midwinter solstice. There's also rumour of some old traveller that has passed by for many years, known as Belak. But he hasn't been seen for quite a while, but is reported to move in this area, recognised by having a very large pet tree frog as a companion. That is all of the information that I have, so I reiterate. Find these ruins dragged into the darkness. Bring an end to the goblin menace. Retrieve, if you can, the source of this magical fruit to help aid this land, not to condemn it to infighting and greed. And bring light to the place.
Well, we certainly will try. I suppose the first thing to find is this bold road you spoke of.
Very good. And it is at the end of this old road that you shall find the Sunless Citadel. Hello and welcome to Roll the Bones. My name is Rob and we are back for another edition of Let's Dig Up, where we, whilst we wait for our adventuring group to be back to full strength, while we explore the hidden treasures of Dungeons & Dragons module material. And it was probably one of the ones that I've seen most acknowledged is the Sunless Citadel. So we're going to be delving into that very shortly. I'm joined by my wonderful players, Dom and Mike. To reiterate once again, I will go through the rules of play because we're trying to run these modules kind of scientifically, hence the public Dungeon Master roles. We are going to be rolling this game. Player character, race, class and age have been rolled randomly. Award is standard starting gold. Ability scores generated randomly in one attempt, 4d6 to lose the lowest. Public TM rolls, as I said, and a critical hit table for added lethality. Without further ado, let us delve into the adventure. You finally find the old road. And you have a fairly pleasant journey. The time of year indicates that you are close to midsummer. A warm breeze ripples across you as you make your way across fairly desolate looking land. There's fauna, there's grass, but the earth just seems cracked and broken all across its surface. You journey for some time until at last, at the end of this old road, you very much do see the end. The road just drops away into nothingness. And we read the very beginning section of the module. The old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. At the road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens and opens into something more akin to a deep but narrow canyon. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most of them lean against the sloped earth. Others are broken and several have apparently fallen into the darkness-shrouded depths. A few similar pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. And I shall bring you onto the map. I will point out, for this particular adventure, I decided to invest my faith and my coin in Wizard of the Coast. So we'll be using their maps today because this is meant to be me taking it easy. So I'm not going to do the maps of Sunless Citadel when they are readily available on Roll20 Marketplace. Now, you find that there is a particular pillar with a staircase wrought into it. It looks like this was part of an ancient passageway, like a structure of some kind, and this one pillar remains. A particularly narrow staircase yawns into the darkness. You guys can give me a search check, please. DC 13.
Oh boy.
5.
Mike, why have you got -3 to everything?
Because these are all intelligence-based rolls.
Oh my god. 8.
You are fascinated by the fact that you're standing on this pillar and are completely distracted by the fact that there's this yawning ravine next to you, to the point that little other detail springs out at either of you. You don't notice anything about where you're standing currently. You only note that there is a staircase that leads down and down and down, and then to a rope that dangles off into the darkness.
Well, I suppose we should descend, hero.
would you like to give me a spot check, the pair of you, please?
Zero. Oh, that was a
21.
D12.
Yeah, re-roll. That was a d12.
I've been rolling D12s this whole time as well, actually. I've just noticed.
Well,
Right.
that's your fault, I'm afraid.
It is.
Yeah. Do you even D&D?
Even
There's only so much Rob can do.
You try rolling, at least try to play the game correctly. That would be right. So both of you, however, while you aren't able to find anything in your search, both of your eyes do fall on a particular detail. You can't help but see there's this plume of dust. This is quite an arid area, and this pillar that you're standing on is like predominantly like sandstone, and like this like plume of dust rises into the air, and you see sudden movements beneath you. Sudden movements that portray the position of 3 creatures that are moving towards you. It's almost like they sense that you have spotted them, because climbing up near vertical surfaces, sprinting up hard rock towards you, you see 3 dire rats. They close well, and once again, starting with a rat-based encounter, I ask you, roll initiative.
Rats! 23.
Oh, I thought that was me. 13.
I am going to... Oh, God. That's the wrong thing.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. I realise I should have set that up ready for a quick roll. That's the only problem with me having to roll things publicly, but it is more fun at the end of the day. So there we go. Is that because there wasn't a space there? Is that what that was?
Critical fail.
This is annoying, because I've copied it like that. There we go. That's better.
Ooh.
Okay. I've got a lot of pages this week, so I'm going to make a separate initiative thing as well. Here we go. So, who got the highest? That was Tia.
Tia with 23.
Then Rat 1. Then who got the next? It was another rat, wasn't it? At 20.
That's 3.
I'm just going to change his number to Rat 2, so it's in order. Then it was Hero.
Hero.
With 13. Tia, Ascentius, you watch as these creatures are scrambling up the rock towards you. You see, totally set on ripping the two of you to shreds. What do you do?
Tia immediately backs away and says, I think you can probably handle this one, Hero. As he moves as far back as possible and then strikes a pose as the behind him everything darkens and he casts mage armor and lights emerge out of him like shining armor, but translucent and almost starry in appearance.
Oh, I love that.
As
I'm in
he
love with this. This is great.
Armor class.
Very good. That was Tia's turn. It is now rat number 1. Here he is. And peerlessly scrambling up. It's like clinging onto the side of the wall as it rushes up towards you, Hero. And it lashes out with vicious, spiky teeth with an attack of 16 to hit.
I'm flat-footed, so that does hit.
Oh! Oh my goodness, okay. That means... that's 4 points of piercing damage as its horrible, filthy teeth sink into your flesh. Okay, great. That one's turn. It is now rat number 2. And rat number 2, these things are like predators in this arid land, and they know how to fight as a unit. Knowing it can't hope to give chase to the other one that's run away, it will move and viciously flank the flat-footed hero. No, not flat-footed anymore. No, you are flat-footed, you haven't gone yet. He will make another attempt, or rather this one will attack you from the flank. Oh, I should do the flank bonus is +2, so that gives him a total of +6 to his attack. 13. Guess that's a miss?
That's a miss.
Wadank! It leaps for you, but you're able to... Well, you tell me, how do you defend against this creature as it now becomes your turn as well?
Fortunately, the shield is still on my back. So...
Cool.
It just kind of bounces off the shield I had on. Hey! Yes, it's get in there. However... Ooh. Just need to check one thing.
You're level 2.
Check. Yes.
So...
Okay. As a move action, I will pull out my longsword from its scabbard. I don't have enough to then equip my shield, so I'll do that next turn. What I will do instead is I'll turn to the one behind me that's closest to Tyr, and I'll say, "Not friend," and just slam the longsword into this one up here.
Amazing. So you strike at the dire rat, make your attack.
Dunk. Ugh.
That
14.
is 14 to hit. It darts out of the way with that, and it rolls out of the way. Your sword slam. You say it was a sword? Sorry.
Longsword.
Longsword slams into the ground where it was. Anything else on your turn, hero?
Hey. That was it.
This one. It will now act as well. And it's just going to strike at you from the side as it closes around you. Possibly a critical.
Oh dear.
Just a hit. For 4 points of damage, they're consistent.
Yeah.
Bam, bam. And as that one sinks its teeth into you as well, hero, we move back to the top of the round. Tia, You watch as Hero is beset by these dastardly rodents. What do you do?
Tia, with a mutter of "This is so undignified," takes out his crossbow and will try and put a bolt in the closest one, closest rat. That is a bad miss.
The bolt hurtles past the combat and disappears over the edge.
So that was a move action to take it out, and then a standard action to shoot. So that's Tia.
Very good. Rat number 1 is going to continue its assault against Hero. It doesn't need to move, so it's just going to continue trying to gnaw at you with those vicious teeth. It's flanking you, so it gets a bonus. 20 to hit. Okay. 3 points of piercing damage. They're just latched onto you and are just mauling you at this stage. It's unpleasant. It's horrifying. You're like right on the edge. I'll point out, and there is a certain factor that has not been taken into account yet that we shall see. That was Rat 1. Rat 2 is going to provoke an attack of opportunity off you, Hero, as it will move away from you.
Oh, just lash out. 17.
Is a hit.
For 5 points of damage.
What is it like as you immediately kill this dire rat? It turns and it rushes as if to tackle Tia, but you strike at it before he goes for you.
There's a moment of panic where Hero looks at the rat, he looks at it charging at Tia, and there's a fury in his eyes as he goes, "Not evil! Evil will fall!" And then just brings the sword into the back of the rat.
I adore that incredible work. Yes, you slam the creature and it explodes at the end of your attack, collapsing into pieces upon the ground. Incredible work. So that was its turn, and now you've struck that dead. It is now your official turn, Hero. What do you do?
As a move action, I take out my shield.
Very good.
Which will help a bit more. And then I will attack this one directly in front of me.
Very good. Rat number 1 is screeching at you from beneath.
So I stab downwards. 6, I miss horribly.
It somehow manages to roll about like on the cliff base. The creature's dexterity is insane. This rodent of irregular size is all over you. It is, that was your turn then, Hero, I guess, leaving it just to be Rat 3, who will replace the position of his rat bro, and will strike. For 14, that's a miss. It bounces off your defences. And we're back to the top of the round. Tia, you watch as one of these rats are slain, but another rises up to take its place.
He painfully, slowly reloads the crossbow, his tiny arms winding it, desperately exhausted, just about in time to raise it again and fire.
From the hip. Loose.
Yeah.
Let's have it.
18.
Is it a hit? Oh my goodness.
Thank God. 5 points.
What is it like as you kill the creature?
I think the recoil almost sends him flying backwards. It's not that crossbows have a huge recoil, but he is seriously weak. And then the arrow flies through the air, goes up into the hind of the thing and out its mouth as it tips and drops to the ground.
Amazing. Anything else on your turn? I think that was pretty much all of your
I think
turn,
that's
right?
everything I can, yeah, pretty much.
Very good. That is that rat gone as well. Only the first one remains, and it's going to do something particularly miserable. It's going to attack and run away. So it's going to try and bite into Hero first of all. For 20 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And it might actually stick where it is, you know. 3 points of piercing damage. How's Hero looking? Because that, depending on that, will depend on whether he's like feeling confident or not.
Compared to where he was at the start of fight about 18 seconds ago, he's bleeding quite a lot, and he's
You know
his
what?
breathing started to intensify.
He is going to make a will save to see if he wants to run away or not. He's going to move. He will provoke an attack opportunity from you, Hero.
I'll take it. That's possibly a fumble.
He darts out the way and you fumble. That is a fumble.
That's...
Oh no! Oh
drop my
no!
weapon.
Not again.
No, no, because this could be really bad. You're on you're literally like on a ravine right now. I will remind you.
This is it.
This is really bad. Please roll a d100.
Oh, 36.
Please. Oh god, please roll a DC 20 dexterity check. Or fall prone.
Oh.
You're standing on the edge. If you fail, you are going to fall.
I could only roll a 20. That was all I had.
You swing wild, miss the thing, and hurtle over the
I
edge.
forward so hard. Just...
The weight of your strike is so immense that you just drag yourself over the edge. You topple and plunge 30 feet to the next stair set below. You ignore you ignore the first 10, don't you? So that's 2d6.
No, it's only if you do it willingly. If you make a jump check, I believe.
Oh, I thought...
If you're falling by accident, I don't think...
No, it's fall damage. It is, you ignore the first 10, so that's 2d6. You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as you topple over the edge and you land. Yeah, you land there. That's fine. Bam! Oh, and you are prone. You need to roll me a d4, please, Hero.
1.
You're stunned for 1 round.
Oh.
So you hit the ground and you're just like... Dee! Like rocks like tumble past you where you fell, and you sort of like open your eyes and your head is like over the edge of the next drop, and you just see the bewildering depths beneath you, and you just hear a as this dire rat is like climbing towards you once again. Oh my god, that was your turn, and that was it. Faffed. That rat is dead. We're back to the top of the round. Tyr, you watch as your travelling companion, whether it had been for a day, whether it had been for your whole life, you watch him just vanish over the edge. What do you do?
Yeah, Tyr will cry out, "Hero!" and rush to the edge. Can I see the rat and Hero there?
Where you are there, you can, yes.
And how far below are they?
5, 10, 15, 30 feet, yes.
So they're within 30 feet of me.
Correct.
Great. Because the only thing I can do is cast a cantrip, which will be fast enough to actually hit the rat. So I will attempt to cast Ray of Frost, which is not a strong spell. But it's all I've got that I can currently do. So this is on his touch, because it's a touch, range touch. 17.
It's a hit on his touch.
It's not a lot of damage, so I'm hoping It's 1d3. 2 points of damage.
The Ray of Frost... Well, you explain what your magic is like.
Yeah, so in contrast to the light that he can conjure with the armor and various other spells, this time it's almost the absence. It's like a tiny little black hole sort of thing. The coldness of space fires down and just strikes the rat in the side.
It gives like a shriek of pain as it's like clambering over to try and like sink its teeth into a bit of hero that isn't covered in armor, and it looks up at you with like venomous eyes, but it realizes it's got a kill right here. Like it just needs to finish it off. So you will leap, and you are prone, which means it gets a +4 to its attack, and you're also stunned. I believe you get a bonus against stunned enemies as well, or does that just come into being prone? I believe when you're stunned, you're
it
like
might be
-2.
flat-footed.
Yeah, or something. Yeah.
Oh no, I get a -2.
So
and I
in
lose
total,
dexterity.
in total, it's -6 to your armor class or +6 to his attack. Which way should we do it?
Well, add 6. No, just.
I'm just
So
going to
my
do
armor class-
+6. I'm going to do +6 to his attack. That's easy.
Oh, my armor class is 12, so if you do that in that case, then fine. Yeah, plus.
I'm just going to do +6 to his whatever.
Oh, this is it.
That is possibly a critical from the dire rat. It takes a lance of ice to the side and then lashes out with a devastating attack. Once again, with +6 to his attack. That is another critical.
Oh,
That
come on.
That is actually a critical.
I can point out what Matt has been putting in the chat. If you kill him in the opening combat, I'll give you money. So I'm just saying, I think it's time you pull that wallet back out.
Oh, God.
That is a critical hit. So it's bite, first of all. Oh, well, no, please roll me a D100, Michael, to see what effect we get.
Oh, I think that's multiplier times +1.
That is. His bite is a D4 damage, so that's multiplier +1, so that's 3d4 damage to this critical hit.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, God. Let's pray for low. 8 points of piercing damage. As it just leaps on top of you and it just savages you, like as you're lying there on the ground, hero. Blood just running down the switchback stairs.
I'm still alive.
Yes.
Okay, he lives. Fantastic, he lives. Do you move?
I'm stunned.
Well, you were stunned for that round. Oh yeah, so this is the round that you are stunned for, yes? Yes. So you are stunned as like blood is like running like across you, your blood, as it's savaging you on the ground. We are back to the top of the round. Tia, you look down in horror. At the next level of the switchback stairs, you are staring at your half-orc companion just ripped to shreds by this dire rat that's like blood is going everywhere.
Matt has redeemed ruination for you.
Oh, good. Thank you, Matt. Miss you. Like there's like a almost like a still eeriness to the battle now. There's like everything's in slow motion. You're seeing blood everywhere. Tia, how do you act?
Yeah, Tira's just gonna have to fire off another ray of frost. I think that's probably the most likely to hit.
Yes.
And it can't have much health left, so I'm hoping 11 on its touch.
Misses.
Shit. Sorry, Mike.
The magic just ripples down, but the thing just like is rolling about, jiu-jitsuing hero almost like it's just like mauling him on the ground, locking his movement down. Like there's just like this eerie sadness, like the wind almost stops blowing. It's like tearing into you again and again and again. You're still prone, but you're no longer stunned, hero. So it is now only +4 to its attack as it strikes you again with its fiendish teeth for a 22. I wish I rolled this well when I play. Like, that would be lush. 1d4 damage. 3 points of piercing damage.
Do you want to know what I was on in the previous?
Yes.
Was it 1?
1 HP. Oh,
So
no.
I'm now on -2.
Like,
I am dying.
Tia, you watch as, like, the hero's, like, attempts to sort of, like, right himself, just, like, falter, and, like, strength leaves him. His arm now hangs slack over the edge of the cliff. Blood pouring down the stairs as the rat is just savaging him, and then it goes and looks up the ravine towards you.
Well, if it's looking towards me, I'm going to...
I'm so sorry. That's its turn. We need to do a check for hero, because it is still your turn even though you're down. So you need to roll to see if you stabilize.
10%.
Which is 10%, as I recall. So we will say low.
D100 roll low.
Low.
-3.
Okay. Yeah, you're seeing... Well, you can dwell on what you see for when we come round to your turn next, but you see something in your mind's eye as life begins to leave you. Now, we're back to the top of the round, and Tia, you're watching as this rat stares up at you with murder in its eyes.
So, as I've got its attention, it looks like, and Hero is dead or not, hopefully not too dead, Tia is going to cast a spell called Light of Lunia.
Ah.
Yeah, so he lights up like a beacon, hopefully completely taking the rat's attention, as a constellation of stars just appear, like blink into existence around him, and then he swiftly turns tail and moves back away, hoping to draw the rat towards him.
Oh my goodness. Does it have to make any kind of save? Is it like a fascination effect?
No, it's a light effect. It's not an actual thing that has an effect on it. But...
Oh, okay. Well,
right.
Yeah, I mean, you've definitely got its attention, and it will likely be coming for you then. If it doesn't have to make a save, to be honest, it doesn't need to rush. It knows it's got the half orc. It doesn't need to rush. It's got all day. So it will spend its turn climbing. And that it will rush up. And you can get to there. Scrambling up, you see the terrible thing reach the edge. Its horrible pink tail wafting about like a venomous snake almost, and it sort of faces off against you. That is its turn. Hero, please roll a D100.
Definitely not.
Life continues to leave you, unfortunately. We're back to the top of the round. Tia, you watch as the creature, reaches the summit.
Yeah, Tia looks at it and says, "Be gone, foul creature!" And half of the stars coalesce into one point, and he gestures a hand out, flinging the ray towards the rat.
Positive vibes.
Yeah, fingers crossed. 18.
Is it hit?
Yes. Could have done with that the previous round, but never mind. Well, the 2 rounds ago, effectively. 2 points of damage, that's nothing. As the light burns into it, does it still live?
It still lives.
Then the rest of the constellation of stars also coalesce as he is able to, in the same round, fire off a second ray attack.
Thank God. Thank God.
22.
Yes.
As 2 beams of light fire. And the second shot blasts the wretched thing right in the face.
Into oblivion, into death. What is it like as you vanquish it totally?
Yeah, it just burns off half its face and flings it into the abyss.
It plunges into the darkness, and it bounces off a stair, and then another, and then into the darkness.
Sorry, Mike, I should have done that before, but it takes a whole round to cast it before I can unleash it. I was hoping to...
That's fine, and, you've got to conserve your magic. So.
Yeah. And then I'll run down to Hero.
You rush to the bleeding Hero, blood pooling down the stairs. You can do one more check for me, please, Hero.
-5.
-5. So you can attempt to stabilize a dying character.
DC 15 heal.
A DC 15 heal. It can be done untrained, I believe. Yes.
Heal can be, yeah.
Yeah. So give us a DC 15 heal if you can, dear.
I'd love to try.
Positive vibes. Think it, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Tia starts pumping on the chest. Come back to me, Hero.
Shoots out of my chest as you do it.
No. Hero, what do you see in the darkness? As Tia, like in slow motion, we're seeing Tia trying to revive you. What is Hero seeing in his mind's eye?
He sees an elderly female human, someone who looks like a caring grandmother, somebody with a basket. Like a provincial individual, but with a very caring smile. And a smile that just seems to grow bigger as but this person seems to just keep moving further and further away from Hero.
Okay. We move back to Tia then. We're just gonna keep going backwards and forwards now then. So
do I need to do another one?
Oh, we're gonna do 1 for 1 now. So have you done one this round?
Not since that heal check.
Then roll a D100 and hope it's low.
-6.
No sign of life from Hero Tia as you relentlessly work to stem the bleeding.
Yeah, he starts muttering in Elvish, some healing prayer, which fail.
The light of the stars do not reach you here now. Hero.
This woman in Hero's vision moves closer.
That was a D20.
That's a D20.
Oh,
Oh my God! What does she do? She moves closer to you, and what? What, Hero?
She, from her basket, she pulls out a small loaf of bread and passes it to Hero. And as he does, he feels his heart just sort of kick in again, as he breathes in. However, he's still unconscious, and he will be for quite a while. He's not dead.
Congratulations, you have both survived the dire rats.
Just.
Even though, like I said, we're coming to midsummer, you being upon this canyon, the wind around you still like blows a chill through you. As this has taken some time, we're going to move ahead a moment. You have retreated back to the very top. And because you had that amount of time there, we'll say you just were able to take 10 or 20, whatever it was for you to perform a search check, the search check that you missed earlier. You, after being able to take some time here, see that this was used as a forward camping position. Clues scattered around suggest that a cleric and a fighter and perhaps a ranger as well were present here. You think maybe it was this company that were said to have been this way before you in days gone by. But this effectively can serve as a defendable place for you to rest in your expedition moving forward. And thankfully, that might serve a purpose now. What do you guys do in your time upon the switchback stairs?
I think Tia will have cast another variation of the Light of Lunia spell just to keep up ready in case something comes across them while Hero recuperates. I think he's probably lit a small fire in the little fireplace, I guess, and has rolled out a mat. I think he probably had to wait until Hero was in at least a state enough to crawl up the stairs, because he's definitely not strong enough to carry Hero back up.
Well, I have to do a 10% roll to see if I regain conscious within like an hour, if you're healing. Otherwise, I could be down there for several hours.
Well, you can at this, now that you're stable, I imagine you can just take 10 or 20 on it, right? Or is that not applicable for a heal to restore you now?
No, this is the person has to be given. So the person has to do a D1 percentage roll.
Oh, okay. Just to see if you come around.
1 hour after a tended dying creature becomes stable, 10% chance of becoming conscious, at which point he is disabled, as if he had 0 hit points. If he remains unconscious, he has the same chance to revive and become disabled every hour. Otherwise, he'll just recover hit points naturally. So it's going to take him 6 hours, or at least a successful roll, one of those 6 times to get up those stairs. So we'll just see what we've got. So, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It takes 6 hours before Hero comes to.
Fuck.
Tyrion, this time you're able to rest.
I'll replenish my spells, I guess.
Yes. You're able to do some elven meditation, which is great. Obviously.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
Love a bit of meditation while...
Yeah.
That went really well, guys.
That went incredibly well.
About as well as I expected it, to be honest. Probably a little bit better than I expected.
Yeah, the night passes without interruption. The blood of predators upon the stairs keeps anything else away you think or you hope. The day dawns without a rest then, Hero. We can't really count that as you resting, can we? So
really?
You're just on 0, are you? Are you able to move?
Well, I'm being disabled. I just can't do like multiple actions. But what I would do is I would have used lay on hands on myself to just channel a bit of righteous might back into the old muscles to take me to 2 hit points.
You remember the old sage Wise telling his story about the campfire, urging you, one of his last words that he said to you before departing that morning, a scene that we didn't see, so thankfully I can make it up now. At any time, you must return, if needs be, to Oakhurst, should you need supply or medicine.
Well, I don't think it wise that we continue in your state, hero, though you did protect me, which I must commend you for your valor and bravery.
I am brave soul.
Indeed you are.
I am poor. What I told.
Yes, I suspect we're both poor. But nevertheless, you are in dire straits, my friend.
My chest hurts.
Well, you did fall down a cliff, hero.
My head's bleeding.
You did fall down a cliff, hero. And get...
My feet hurt.
There was several rats trying to eat you.
Think broke rib.
It's entirely possible. Would you like to cuddle my penguin?
Friend two?
Yes, Felion can be your friend too.
Friend two!
Be gentle.
Okay.
I think we should go back to the town.
Honestly, this has gone so far in a different direction. Okay, so you journey back the way you came.
I can't really explain how fragile this party is strongly enough. Like, Mike's character does have health, but he doesn't have any armor. Really, he's got a small amount of armor, and Tia has no strength and no hit points.
Oh my goodness!
And no intelligence or wisdom either.
No.
Well, I have no intelligence either, as you have seen.
Yes. Well, anyway,
indeed.
You're able to travel back, and the town of Oakhurst lies before you, and now you actually see it as it was only described to you by the sage, and his wisdom was not false. There it stands, a great wilted tree, ruined by the devastation. You do have your character tokens here, I believe, so I gave you vision so you could see earlier. It's just finding you. Oh, there you go. So there is actually some stuff about Oakhurst in the module, so I guess we're gonna have a look at that for a bit now. So the Oakhurst is a small town. It's a fairly conventional town. It has a mixed population, mainly human, some halflings here and there. Elves and dwarves are fairly rare. And gnomes, is the odd gnome here and there. There is one half-orc, it says here, which I imagine is Hero. So there you go. Everyone looks at you with a suspicion of the outsider, something perhaps that both of you are used to. There appear to be... It's kind of like just a standard town, really. Like, it doesn't appear to be filled with like opulent stores and things like that. But you do note that there is like a trading post near the tree. The smaller house here, this one here, is like a trading post, and a particularly gruff-looking human male is like sat next to like a stall, and he has a number of items you may peruse. Effectively, what money do you have to spend? Can you buy anything to help you?
Not really. I don't think sorcerers start with any gold, really.
No. Okay.
I have 12 coins.
Double check. I actually didn't buy very much stuff to begin with, so.
Okay. Seeing your deeply wounded person, hero, you can't help but notice that there is a small figure looking at you from beside the tree there. A female gnome moving towards you, and she will say, "Oh, my dear, you look like you've been in the wars, haven't you?"
Huh?
I said, "Oh, my dear, you look like you've been in the wars, haven't you?"
I've not been in a war.
Well, you look like you have been. And yeah, she jabs you painfully in the side.
I'll look at Tyr. She'd hurt me.
Just say yes, hero.
Yes.
Now, you might be big and strong, but you won't be big and strong if you go out into the wilderness. Not like that. You won't last 5 minutes. And she looks at you with sort of like a half focused expression.
Is there anything you can do for him? He's suffered some...
Brain trauma.
Sure.
Why, it all depends. I can use the trade that my old friend Erky Timbers taught me right before he vanished. But it'll cost you, of course.
How much will it cost?
She eyes you up. That'll be 20.
How about you do it for free and he'll help you about the house for a couple of hours. He's very good at lifting. Aren't you, Hero? You're very strong.
Hero's been counting out his coins several times. 1, 2, 3. What?
How much you got on you?
1, 2, 12.
She snatches it from you and then says, "And you can do some lifting about the house. You won't be going anywhere tonight, though. The winds are closing in, and sure enough, the winds begin howling, dust thrown into the air." Tyr and Hero, you are offered to stay with this gnome called Timbers.
Timbers.
She said friend earlier, didn't she? But that was wrong. She's related to the other gnome that she gave mention to. Over some broth, and you are being restored to full with this healing that she anoints you with, these like oils. These are left by my brother, Erky. He vanished, of course, like so many of the others.
Was that one of the names of the people in the party?
It wasn't. No, it wasn't. He vanished a good few years ago, right around the time of the solstice. It's when most people get taken. They get taken around then. More activity from the darkness beyond. The monsters, whatever they are.
Are they rats? We ran into some rats, but they are dealt with.
They were deadly.
Oh, I
Not
don't
quite
know.
deadly, almost deadly.
I know a thing or two about healing and healing wounds, and those wounds didn't come from no rats. Anyone found Anyone found taken by the monsters appear to have been pierced as if stabbed with needles.
Oh.
Needle sharp. Many strikes. But my friend, I keep saying friend, my brother Erky, he was a cleric. And a fine one too. Used to practice here, and she points out at the healing house. But his work is well missed now.
And what god did he worship?
Garl Glittergold himself.
Of course.
May his gold shine in the eye of every child.
Sure.
I was like, what would they say? I want to...
While their hero is being healed, can Tia go to the shop? I've just realised.
Yeah, so other than this, you can just use this time if you want to gather more information about the Sunless Citadel or the lands around this area, and to do some shopping by all means. I guess that's what we're here to do. Tia, you approach a store with that I described that gruff man looking over his belongings. What do you need to buy?
I don't need to buy anything. I just thought I'd peruse the stall. I don't think I have much for anything useful. I have 35 gold to burn.
Oh, okay.
Positively wealthy.
Yeah, there's not really much you can buy for that, which is why I've got it. There's not much use, because I can't wear armour. Can't use weapons, really. There's only some of the crossbow bolts I need.
I've got an idea. Let's see. Roll me a D100 for me, please, Tia.
D100. 100 on the dot, on the button.
Oh my goodness. You see a scroll upon the table, and it looks like it's seen some disrepair, almost like it's been treated and no one really knows what to do with it. But from your practiced eye, you see that it is an arcane scroll. It is a scroll of Touch of Fatigue, which, in case you didn't realise, fatigues people.
Just in case.
And the man, unknowing of its power, sells it to you for 10 gold pieces should you wish for it.
Yeah, I'll never turn down a lovely scroll.
You realise that this is this is quite a bargain. Like, it would be a bit dearer, definitely, in more civilized places, but here in this desolate land, you are blessed.
Fantastic. I shall definitely purchase that and hurry the transaction up as quickly as I can.
Very good. You're able to settle up, and in case there isn't anything further you would do in the settlement, Hero, you are solely being healed at this point. Night passes once again, and it is but a blink of an eye, and Era Timbers is bidding you farewell. She says, "If you see my brother, please bring him home. I hadn't realised that you were going into the darkness. You must take these with you. And she provides 2 cure light wounds potions.
Oh,
Wow.
very kind of you.
Keep an eye out for Urky, won't you?
Who?
If we see him, hero will bring him back. Oh my god. Who?
We hard cut back into the switch back stairs. And there. You come back to your encampment. The rats are like fly infested. I suppose you would have pushed them off the edge, wouldn't you? So they're probably
Yeah,
not
we'd
there
booted them
actually.
away.
Yeah, they're probably not there now. But that camp is there, and that can still act as like a forward position for you. But you are now able to descend without issue.
Do we know roughly how long, or can we see roughly how long it would take to descend?
So when you get to the bottom of the stairs, there is a rope, and that rope just winds away into the darkness. You imagine it's quite an easy. It's going to be quite an easy climb down. You imagine it will take you about like 15 minutes, maybe.
Okay.
It's still a long drop, but
I might
climbable.
wait to cast spells and stuff till we're at the bottom in that case.
Yes, or until you might need it, certainly. So, returning back to where we were in the module, we return back to the approach to the dungeon. We didn't even get to the dungeon. Okay, so there is a DC on the climb, I thought. Oh, it just says you can climb down with ease, so I guess you're able to climb down.
Good, because if there's a check, I will fail it.
As would I.
You both come to a stop, and you climb down this rope, and then you find yourself on another set of stairs, a narrower set of stairs that then leads into the darkness. But beyond, you just see this massive shape of this structure, this looming fortification, this citadel in the darkness is yawning up at you. You note that it's fallen in a place where the light would never touch. And that is where we move to now. You get to the bottom of the stairs, and you enter this this narrow doorway that and before you see like an entry position into the fortification. As you move into this chamber, I should probably read. The narrow stairs empty into a small courtyard, apparently the top of what was once a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding cavern floor. So you're sort of stepping onto the top of the fortification, as it were.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Cool.
The floor stretches away to the north and south, and it is apparently composed of a treacherous layer of crumbled masonry, which each reaches to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must be the Sunless Citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard. Yeah, so that tower is that rounded wall there is the tower that you see. I need you to perform a spot check for me, please.
Four.
6.
Okay. Bear with me 1 second. I need to do a roll as well. you both are not caught off guard as you see a shape moving in the rubble. Horrified.
First sight of seeing a shape, can I cast Mage Armor?
Yes, you cast Mage Armor. And as that spell blossoms about you, wreathing you in starlight, a dire rat explodes out of the dust and attacks. Roll initiative.
Fucking another one.
19.
Good, at least you got good. 12.
I took improved initiative.
I didn't, because I wanted something else. I'm pretty quick this time.
Okay, so that's Hero with 19. Rat 17. Tier 12. It lunges forward, but you are both ready, now on edge, now vigilant against the dangers of this place. Hero, you go first.
Not again. 5, 10. I come in this time. Hero has in his hand. He didn't pull out his sword this time, he pulled out a hammer. He missed a few times with the sword, so this time he's hoping to crush the dire rat under this war hammer. He comes in for a mighty warhammer smash. 7.
It darts aside, hissing.
Boom.
It's going to happen again.
It will immediately retaliate. That is 12 to hit.
No.
Bonk!
Miss.
It bounces off your armor. I need you both to do another a spot check for me, sorry. And please remember the result.
0.
9.
Or a critical fail.
Don't worry about it.
Cool.
Don't even worry about it.
It was nothing.
It was nothing.
Thanks, Matt.
I haven't even had to use ruination yet. What did Matt say?
He also, when he saw I survived, he said he threw his wallet over his shoulder, and now seeing my miss at the rat, he's now looking for his wallet.
Amazing. Right. So you swing and miss, and something else could have been revealed, but sadly both of you overlook it in the tension of the battle. The rat is now going to retaliate. Wait, did I not do his attack? I did, it was a 12. He already attacked. Tia, it's your turn.
Tia will... I don't know if I want to use it yet, but I'm certainly going to cast it. I'm going to cast Light of Lunia to bring this constellation to life around me.
Incredible.
Giving light, shedding a little light on the area.
I love that so much. Incredible. So the light beams around you.
And then as a movement action, I'll also take out my crossbow.
That's really cool. I love that so much. I was going to try and give you like an aura, but I'm not going to do that just now because that'll just involve messing around. But yeah, a brilliant light beams from you. You draw your crossbow. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Back to the top of the round. The savage rat is scurrying around you, hero, but it's your turn.
Evil will fall. 15?
Is a miss. You just miss, so that probably tells you something. Your hammer smashes the ground next to it, but to no avail. It then bounces off the wall like something made of rubber almost, and like hurtles back towards you, hero. Its vicious teeth outstretched, or open rather. Dunk bounces against your shield. So that is its turn. Tia.
I'll try and put a crossbow bolt in it. That's miss. That's 6.
The bolt snaps against the wall.
Shit, he says in Elvish.
Desperation is now once again returned to the battle. Like, can they defeat the thing? With Tia's turn over, we're back to the top of the round. Hero.
Hero of righteous might flaring up. Possibly a critical.
Yeah.
It actually was a righteous might.
Just a hit.
It is just a hit. Well, you still land the blow. Roll it up.
4. Bonk.
You just knock it to 0.
Ooh.
As the terrible creature lets out a shriek and then and blood like splats against the wall and the floor where it lands. You defeated the dire rat.
Well done once again, hero, says Tia, surrounded by motes of light. As it lasts for 20 minutes.
You are bright, friend.
Well, it's dark in here. We should...
I can see in dark.
I can only see in very low light, so I will need some light, I'm afraid. So with the light, I have 15 feet of... I have 30 feet of bright light and an additional 30 feet of dim light if we are actually plunged into darkness at any point.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, right. So how much in total?
60 feet in total.
Let me change that then, because you have more than I've given you.
I have 60 feet dark vision, but...
Oh, okay. Let me do that as well for you. 60 feet dark vision. That should work with the dynamic lighting. There we go. Right. So yeah, the room is silent, and other than this like ruinous debris, there doesn't appear to be much else. The rat is utterly slain. What do you do?
Hero, would you like to try the door?
Hero can. Hero can try door.
As you step there,
Oh, shit.
you reveal the thing that both of you failed to notice. Back one, so you're in the center. That's the one. I would like you to do a DC 16 reflex saving throw.
Uh-oh.
Nope.
As you roll a 3, there is a sudden roar of sound as the ground beneath you just fully gives away. Like it just, and like debris and rubble just comes with you. And like rocks and pain just fall with you. I need to read what happens with the trap. A trap door in front of the door leading to the next area hides a pit trap. A 1 foot wide catwalk would allow you safe access to the door for those who know the trap. However, sadly, you did not spot that, so you fell in. So, you fall 10 feet. And you are going to take... let's see... Oh, okay. Can you do me a favour and roll me 3d6, please, Mike, whilst I roll you 1d6 for damage?
Sure. 10.
You have 10 rounds to escape. As you hit the deck 10 feet down, you see above you that cogs and springs are whirring. There is a lid that is coming to slide out of the wall, meaning not only are you going to be trapped in here if you don't move, but perhaps trapped in here indefinitely. You have 10 rounds to escape, aka 10 attempts to get out. Attempt 1. How do you get out?
Oh. Help!
You are 10 foot down. Oh, and you took 2 points of bludgeoning damage, by the way.
I saw you. I mean,
You're
am
okay.
I able to just attempt a straight up climb check?
I said, yeah, you've got 10 attempts. Go for it.
I don't know what the DC would be, but let us hope for the best.
It would help if I actually got the climb check down. It is... It doesn't actually say what the climb is. I don't think, unless I can't see it, but to be honest, it's quite hard to find all of this in here. So that is a fail, unfortunately. 1.
Is there anything to tie off a rope to that I could dangle into the...
There is a portion of rope that you've just climbed down. You could get a portion of that, perhaps. But
well, I've got rope, but I'd need somewhere to tie it to.
Look, there's lots of debris around here. With a good enough use rope check, you'll be able to tie that to something.
Yeah, I'll try and tie a bit of rope.
Do a use rope check.
That's 4.
It's a perfect knot.
He does it with such speed. He doesn't really know how ropes work. He goes to the penguin. Stand on this. He puts the penguin onto the rope as well and chucks it down. Here, climb up this, hero.
Not knowing it
I'll
better,
help.
I'm going to climb up that rope.
You go to climb up the rope and it just falls in with you. You waste a turn.
When you get out, do you mind bringing the rope with you?
Okay.
Another check, please. That was a wasted one, so now this is 8. Or 3. No.
Let's see.
10, 9, 8. Yeah, 8.
Well, let's see what happens.
Just roll a climb check.
0.
Okay.
No critical.
And again.
7. It's less. 6.
T, are you going to help at all, or are you just going to...
30
I
in.
haven't really got anywhere. The rope was my only hope, really. Can I try and shoot the mechanism? Can I try and break the mechanism?
You can try and shoot the mechanism, yeah?
I'll use a crossbow bolt, I guess. That's 11.
You shoot the mechanism. Roll your damage.
5. Oh, that's quite a lot, actually.
You don't bypass the hardness of the trap. You do nothing to it. It just bing and bounce off it. Yeah, the dart or the bolt lands near you, hero.
Hero will pick up the bolt, as he has got
Thanks,
the rope
mate.
as well. Attempt another climb check. 17.
Hero, you put your back into it and you hurl yourself out of the pit, and before anything else can happen, there's a boom and the lid slowly closes behind you. Congratulations, you've escaped the pit trap.
Starting to think we're not the correct makeup for a party of 2 going into a dungeon.
We okay?
You know what would have been really useful? A rogue.
All random.
Yeah.
This yours.
Oh, thank
Also,
you.
open the bolt.
Thanks. Sorry, I didn't really help there, did I, Hero? Do you want to go around this pit trap and try the door?
Sure.
You move there, and you should be able to open the door with the dynamic doors.
Ah.
You open the door. This circular area is cobbled with cracked granite, upon which sprawl 4 goblins, all apparently slain in combat. One stands with its back against the western wall, the killing spear still skewering it, and holding it upright. So 3 wooden doors lead off from this area. It says that, but that includes the one you've come through. Above, a hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone, except for a couple of crumbled ledges. You can perform any checks you like in this room, or anything you like, really.
Could we search it? I don't have a great expectation of finding anything, but...
Yeah, please.
1.
Tyr rolled an 11. Says it appears that we were not the first to traverse this chamber, Hero.
Oh, well, actually, 2 things. First of all, Tyr, you come to one of the bodies, and you note that you need to look at this body at a different angle. You think like he possesses something on his person, and removing the spear, pinning the goblin to the wall, reveals this. The body slumps to reveal deep-set and impressive runes in the wall. So it was hiding runes behind its ruined corpse there. And there is a language of some strange curving text. What languages can you both read?
Common and Elven.
Common and Orc.
You don't know what it says, but Tia, you can do a knowledge arcana check.
Well, my high amount of skills will come in handy here. 18. Maybe it does.
You know this to be draconic. And because of that, and because of the fact that you in some way understand draconic, because it's part of like the magical language, as it were, you know that this is a name. Ashardalon, you work out after a short while. The name of the great dragon that brought devastation to the land. But it's only as you're reading this that your other senses take hold. For you're not just a sorcerer. You are an elf. And as such, elves get an easy time finding secret doors. There appears to be a slight breeze coming from over here, and it does indeed reveal a secret door.
So I think Tyr's fingers trace the carvings in the wall, and then he notices the breeze, and his fingers carry on tracing to the door, where he finds a little catch or a little brick that's not quite in the right place. And he says, "Hero, look," and presses to open the door. It was this one, wasn't it?
The door opens. Let me read what you find.
Fuck!
This
Yes,
pocket
well,
chamber. This pocket chamber is damp and cold. The skeletons of 3 long-dead archers slump against the rubble-filled arrow slits along the east and south wall. As a door is opened, there is a ka-dung. Could you please make a reflex saving throw DC 16? Tyr.
Yes. No.
You take a single point of damage as a needle hurtles out of the darkness and slams into your shoulder. And it is as that impact occurs, we say, roll initiative as the skeletons begin advancing from out of the darkness. And I think actually that is the perfect place for us to take a very short break. So for those of you watching live and after the fact, thank you ever so much for joining us on another episode of Let's Dig Up, this time examining the brutality of the Sunless Citadel. When we return, can Tyr and Hero fight off the deadly grasp of the undead? If you like this video, give it a like to see more like it, give us a subscribe, and of course, please, if you want to follow us along and watch us live on Twitch, give us a follow, and we'll be back very shortly. Don't go away. The skeletons lurch forward, and death driving them towards you. The first skeleton is going to lurch here and then here into the doorway, and it swings a sharp, lethally sharp looking claw at you, its fingers broken away into spiky weapons in their own right. Let's see. It swings at you. But it misses. It goes wide, Tyr, as it swings a vicious strike towards you. Hero, it is your turn.
Ooh. Would Hero have continued to use the hammer from before?
You didn't say you weren't holding the hammer.
Well, I mean, he killed the rat with a hammer, and he did, climb out the hole. So, he moves down here, and he, with his hammer, will go, "Undead are not righteous," and attempt to smother them. Possibly the most coherent he's ever been. Oh, 8.
The strike just goes wide. It slams into the doorway. An awkward battlefield in this this secret doorway that Tyr's unveiled to all of you. That was Hero's turn. Skeleton 2. Now, allies can move through ally squares. So 1, 2, 3. This one writhes out, bones clacking against the cold stone wall, and a vicious-looking strike reaches out at you, Hero. 13 to hit.
No.
Dunk! That's his turn. Tyr.
Tyr is going to take a step back and say, "Light, even in the darkest times," and then hurl half of the stars as they coalesce, hopefully on the skeleton directly in front of him.
Zoom.
9 on his touch. Probably not.
The stars blast past it, exploding behind it. You miss, sadly.
Nevertheless, I get a second chance at it with the Light of the Linear spell.
Yep.
21 on that one.
The stars shine upon you brightly. That is a hit.
And because it's against undead, I get 2d6 on this roll.
No way! Incredible.
Yeah.
Well needed.
Yeah, especially with that roll. 5 points of damage.
Blasts away a great portion of its bones, its rib cage hollowed out, but it still stalks towards you. But an excellent cast. Excellent. Perfect. With that, it is now the skeleton's time to retaliate. And it retaliates by taking a step forward. He's in the doorway, that's awkward. You can't get out the door. There we are. We'll take a step towards you and then swipe viciously at you again, Tia. For 7. Misses.
Miss.
Hero.
I see them heading for Tyr. I will protect Tyr. That's a hit.
That's a hit. Not a critical standing against undead. The brutal days are upon us.
Maximum 10 damage.
What is it like as you smash this one into pieces?
Like, Hero just sees, like, not my friend, as, again, like the rat before going for Tyr, the skeleton going, when a friend is in danger, Hero's righteous fury seems to kick in, and that hammer finds and strikes true, scattering what pins are left.
Very good.
Pins. Stop rolling. Bones. There you go. So bones are left.
Yeah.
His bowling is fine.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. That was your turn. That was one. One's gone. Okay. Skeleton 2 is going to try and strike at you, Hero. Vicious claws come sailing out of the dark. Possibly a fumble.
Oh.
Double 1, snake eyes, baby. That is definitely a fumble. Please do me the honours, Hero, and roll me a D100.
25.
It must perform a DC 20 dexterity check or fall prone. It has a good chance of doing this. I say good chance. Good enough. But I roll another one. It tumbles to the ground, prone. Clattering to the ground. It would be stunned were it alive, but it's not. So it's just prone. That was its turn. Tia.
Did you say there's 3 of them?
Yeah, there's another one that is sort of lurching in the background there, pulling itself from what pins it to the wall.
I will cast Disrupt Undead using a cantrip rather than a
Oh, very good.
spell, which is a ray attack, so I'll roll to hit. Hopefully I don't miss. 19.
Yes! Excellent hit.
And 4 points of damage as a blast of positive energy. As Tia mutters a positive affirmation, and a beam of light flies through the darkness into the undead monster.
It slams it, and it appears almost like the bones that were holding it to the wall have been smashed by your energy, and it staggers forward as it's now its turn. It will rush forward. Oh, I've drawn it out. Oh, it's stretched. Like those things in Doctor Who. Oh god. It's gonna do that, and it's gonna be crafty, and it's gonna go in there because it can.
Very crafty.
And it's gonna get the flank on Hero.
Hey.
Is he being threatened by a fallen enemy still? Is that?
No. Oh yeah, he's on the ground, so he wouldn't get the flank bonus. So I'll say he won't do that. Then he'll go there. He'll still strike Hero though, but without the bonus. So he will just attack with his 0 bonus. 3, bang, bounces off your shield. Back to the top of the round. Hero, you are now the first in the initiative. What do you do?
The one closest to Tyr, I shall, as Redium says, roll the bones.
Yes.
19 hit.
Bam! Slam into him. Roll your damage. Pardon me.
7 points.
Ooh! A devastating strike, but not quite enough to demolish him. That would have been a higher attack bonus, I believe, as well, because he's on the ground.
No, that was the one that's this one here that was charging at Tyr and me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought you were going for the one in front of you. In that case, what is it like as you destroy him?
I roll them bones. I hit him in the back as he's running in the Tyr, and these bones just scatter in front of you, Tyr. A few kind of like just knock into you slightly as the eagerness of hero strike knocks a couple of ribs into yours. Just like
Very good. That was your turn. Number 2 now provokes an attack of opportunity as he executes a move action in front of you, hero.
I spin around and attempt to bring down the righteous hammer of justice. I miss. He's not provoking someone else.
Heavily against the wall behind the skeleton as it rises to its feet and then tries to drive its sharp claws into your gut. But the blow is turned aside. Dang! We are back to Tyr's turn.
Why change a winning formula? I'll disrupt undead once more as it's a cheap spell.
Yes.
11 on its touch.
Is a hit on his touch.
Oh gosh. 6 points of positivity. As he says, believe in yourself, and the world will believe in you too.
Just realised the other one should have taken a massive amount of more damage given the fact that it was positive energy on the undead, so that should have been way more. There is a...
I don't know, I think it just does 1d6 points of damage to undead. I don't think it's like a bonus thing, because it can only hurt undead.
Regardless, it is enough. How do you destroy... Even with that, How do you destroy the final Skelelob?
So he throws the energy into the skelly, one palm outstretched as it flies into him, and it goes into his chest, and then loads of light bursts out of it, and it just explodes.
Congratulations. As the sounds of battle fade, you see that these creatures were trapped in here when they were obviously denizens of what this fortification once were. Trapped in this secret place. Can you please roll me 2d10, please?
Should we do a d10 each?
Why not? 2.
22 skeletons appear.
You find 4 gold pieces.
Oh,
2 each?
why not?
Actually, you should take them all, because I've still got some gold pieces, and you spent all of yours on not dying.
Sure.
Can you
have
also roll me a d8, please?
You may take that honour.
Oh, you're so kind. 7.
You find 7 plus 1 bolts.
Plus 1 bolts. Ho ho ho.
Now, as it's plus 1, not masterwork, I believe that means attacks and damage you get a bonus on. Mm-hmm. So plus 1 to attacks and damage on those crossbow bolts.
Do you mind, hero? I don't think you have a ranged weapon, do you?
You see a short bow on Hero's back. I don't mind.
Amazing.
Now, before you, there lies the 2 doors unexplored. That lead from this circular tower that you're in.
Tyr is going to cast another instance of Light of Lunia
Cool.
to once more branch. Where are we? There we shine bright like a diamond. Or Brian shite like a diamond, as I was about to say there. Sorry.
Shine like a
Cut
diamond
myself.
in the sky.
Shite like a diamond.
Right, the two doors both beckon you hungrily, but which do you feed first?
Looking at
Which
Tyr,
way?
are you injured slightly? Have you got like a bit of bleeding or a cut going on?
I've got one hit point.
Well, Hero will give you a gentle tap on the shoulder and be like, "Be well," as you cure one hit point from lay on hands.
Oh, thank you. The pinprick that is a bolt just seals up.
Hero, as you reach out and heal your ally, you can't help but notice that you see the bite on your arm where the dire rat had bitten into you earlier. Can you please roll me a DC 13 Fortitude saving throw, please? No, sorry, not DC 13. Is it 13? Let me just double check. It's important.
Yeah.
It's conflicting information. I'm pretty sure. Let's find out. Bear with me 1 second. It's important. So. DC 11.
11. Okay.
Maybe we'll turn into a were-rat.
22. The best roll I've ever done.
Yes. There's something about your hardy constitution that means that you were not diseased by the dire rat attack. That incubation period that was brewing in you has been beaten. You do not take any negative effects. But the disease, the filth fever, had it taken you, would have been problematic indeed. Okay. With that said, and with you healed and confident now with a few battles behind you, what do you do?
Yeah. North or south, Hero? What do you think?
This one.
So be it.
Oh.
You open the door, and there is a long corridor. The masonry walls of this. Wait, oh no, that's the wrong one. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong thing. That is number. You see a long corridor.
More doors.
Yeah, and 3 doors.
This one.
Yeah, you stop at a particular door. It is made of stone. And but there appears to be a puddle of water that kind of like washes as you open the door. Let me quickly bring up the section on this room here. This 10-foot square chamber is hewn from stone. It contains an upright keg fashioned of rusted iron. Similarly, rusted pipes lead from the keg into the floor.
Interesting.
What is?
It doesn't take a lesson check for you to hear there is something seemingly like sloshing and knocking simultaneously from inside this container.
Can I go back out the room?
Dum, I'll knock on it. Huh?
It replies.
Weird.
Is there a way to open it?
Okay, there doesn't appear to be any way of... The release to open the keg appears to have been sealed shut, so to open it would require an act of brute force. It seems intentionally seared shut, melted shut.
He's gonna try and break it open.
Hammer!
If I know Michael.
Sure, well, it's entirely up to you.
Hero will try.
You want to attack it, or do you want to use your strength to just prise it open?
Oh, well.
Your might.
What are you going to do?
Try using my strength.
Try using your strength to prise it open. DC 18. Bubbling inside. Clearly, something is reacting to your efforts.
Are you sure that's a good idea, Hero?
Hero looks at the container, and then at his hands, and then back at the container, and will channel Detect Evil upon the container.
That is a great question. So great, I'm having to quickly check something.
Always a good sign.
Yes, this is the thing. If I'm running, I would something that I've created. Obviously, I could just say, yes, it's this. But I actually have to look these up because I want to be as faithful to the text as possible. You do not detect evil when you sense around this area. What's your range, by the way?
60-foot cone, but I can go through about no more than a foot of stone,
You don't
inch
sense
of common
any
metal.
evil. You don't sense any
Okay.
evil. Becomes almost more
There is
violent.
nothing evil inside. You should help it. Help me help it. Whatever it is.
You want me to help prise the lid off this thing?
Yes.
Tyr just laughs at his little puny arms. I'm gonna be more of a hindrance than a help. Can I? I got nothing for you, mate. I've got nothing for you.
I guess I'll try and hit it then.
Very well, you can strike at it.
With my
if you
hammer.
want. Yeah, you actually do have to make an attack against this, so please make an attack.
19.
19. Oh, let me just revert back to the page that I was on. That would be probably quite helpful, wouldn't it? 19 is a hit. Please roll your damage. Just so you're aware, this thing has hardness 3, so any of your damage is going to be minus 3.
Then that is 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage. Dang! There's like a thin hairline crack from where you struck the thing. Water begins to leak onto the floor. but it isn't severed just yet or smashed just yet.
I try again.
Make an attack.
Yeah.
Dung, 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 dung. Like you hit it with the wrong side of the hammer.
I'll try again. 23.
Is a hit.
5 points of damage.
Bang! Like water now becomes gushing out. It's you imagine it's only got a little bit left. It has no hardness remaining.
Oop, miss. Miss.
That's a hit. That's a hit.
It's a hit.
Yep.
Hooray.
Bang!
7 points, so 4.
It smashes apart, and suddenly the room is just flooded with a festoon of water. Water like begins flowing like intensely out of the ground as you smash this water supply, and from it this roiling force comes with it. Let me see if I can just bring it up on the map quickly. So suddenly you see great wings being formed out of water. I say great wings, this creature is just a bit smaller than you, but it's still pretty surprising seeing this thing. And it sort of rolls around in the water like a whirlpool spinning around it as it rises in front of you. On its release, this creature... Well, put it this way, this creature has 2 duties. One is to protect the water supply of this area. The other objective is to kill any who disturb it. Roll initiative.
Great.
Uh-oh.
Oh, good.
This is a problem.
19.
I critically fail.
This is a problem. Oh no. Oh no.
But it might have been something stuck.
It's just trying to help it.
I will also roll the creature's initiative. Let's see. Oh, he's on this page. Oh, God.
That's encouraging.
So Tia goes... Is that 19 for Tia?
Yeah.
Cool. And it got... 15. And then Hero... Natty 1.
Last.
Tia, this thing roils into the air as it is freed, a whirlpool lifting it high in this very, very confined space. The water around Hero's feet is swirling, making it difficult for him to stand almost. You can give me a Knowledge Arcana roll. I mean, you can too as well, Hero, but I don't know if you have that, or if you have
it.
the
17.
sheer... Oh, fantastic. Yeah, you realise that this is a creature of elemental power. You've heard stories of water methods being used to create like almost like an engineer a water supply. Wizards would do this to basically keep like a constant supply of pure flowing water in unreachable places. They also protect water supplies in case of a siege, like this. This water method is rising above Hero. What do you do?
So Tyr looks at it and goes, "Oh, that's really very interesting. Let's kill it." And then immediately launches probably both of his Light of Lunaire. So both
Perfect.
the constellation forms into 2 beams and fires forward.
Incredible. Rolled it up.
You said it's not evil, right?
It technically isn't evil, it's just doing its job. It's an elemental construct.
Okay. Just because I get a bonus against evil outsiders with this, that's a
It's
miss.
outside, but it's not evil, sadly.
Oh, no, never mind. 8 to hit on its touch, flat-footed touch.
Sadly, it's a miss, sadly, but the second one is a hit.
Excellent. It's only 1d6, isn't it? Yes. Yes. That's a d56.
D56, wow, and you
Yeah,
still
the old
miss.
d56. 5 points of damage.
5 points of damage is incredible, yes. Your light slams through it and evaporating great chunks of water from it. There's like a hissing sound as it roils before you, but it has much work left in it. Anything else on your turn, Tia?
No, because I don't want to move, I don't think, at this point. I'll extinguish this light.
Incredible. It is going to... Interesting. I need to check something. Can't do both of you, so it's going to go for Hero. Please make a reflex saving throw. DC 13, half.
Critical.
Hey!
I'm guessing you have evasion, so you still take half, but whilst I roll that damage, tell me how you evade this boiling water that just explodes towards you. It's acidic in nature.
Oh, Hero, caught off guard by everything at this moment, still has he's had his shield out this whole time, so he uses that as an umbrella against the effect coming this way.
You take 3 points of acid damage as its spell-like quality turns its water into an acidic power. That is its turn. Hero.
Or Hero will step here, stepping in front of the door, and unleash a yell as Hero seems to, for a second, look more furious as he falls into a righteous fury.
Righteous Fury.
Yes, half-orc variants. It's an interesting one.
Very cool.
Very good.
And with that, that's a free action. I smash the hammer into this creature.
Incredible.
20 to hit.
20 is a hit against it, my goodness.
7 points of damage.
Ooh, man, you take a great chunk out of it. Water splashing away from it. You find that there's like a bit of resistance as you smash it with your hammer, but still a fair amount done. Anything else on your turn, Hero?
No, move, free, and attack. I'm done.
Okay, we're back to the top of the round. Tia, this thing brings up 2 water wings, ready for another strike, but you go first. What do you do?
Yeah, we're going to try a Ray of Frost to see if that affects the wateriness of it at all. I suspect not, but you never know. So Tia leans over Hero's shoulder and blasts a ray of cold energy. The power of the void of space. Appearing, I think it was a D3, wasn't it? Not a D4.
That's an incredible. Well, first of all, yeah, absolutely. You slam your spell into it, and it doesn't appear to be resisted at all. So roll your damage.
2 points of damage.
Nice.
Incredible. Yeah, your it was like an ice spell, wasn't it? So like you freeze parts of it, and it just blasts off it, and frozen, so it can't use that water to draw it back into itself. You do note that part of it begins to recoalesce with the water that's pumping out of the floor. It appears to have a source to like revive itself. It gives out like a echoing wave-like roar. This is gonna be a problem. Bear with me 1 second. Sorry, I looked up the wrong spell.
You cast Disintegrate.
Disintegrate! We roll those publicly. Okay. What is your touch armor class, please, hero?
10.
Okay. That is a hit as a spell-like ability blasts out from it and slams into you. A elemental form of acid arrow just lances towards you, hero. You're going to take 2d4 points of acid damage. Okay, and Tia, you can give me a Knowledge Arcana check whilst that happens.
Yes. 5.
You don't know anything about that. That is 7 points of acid damage, hero.
Oh.
And you notice that the acid is continuing to burn into you. That is its turn. With the water creature's efforts completed, the water method, it is now your turn, hero.
Well, I'm still in a righteous fury, so I'm going to attempt to bring that hammer back down upon it.
Okay.
24.
Is a hit.
So that is
Music.
10 points of damage.
What is it like as you destroy this thing?
Hey.
For the past 2 rounds, and that's all it lasts for, is 2 rounds, Hero is just looking at the world in black and white, and everything right now that is around him is just good and evil. And although this thing isn't evil, it provoked the safety of his friend and himself, and it put him in that mindset of, I must defeat this. And so for 2 rounds he has been nothing but tunnel vision as he's just been bringing that hammer down, and the second time just causing that cascade of water to just erupt out.
And while the creature might not be evil, there are some evils that fate bestow upon you regardless, as you take an additional 2d4 acid damage from the continuing effect of the spell that hit you. 5 points of acid damage, hero.
Ouch.
Then the spell is abated.
Will drink my potion.
Wow, I'm going straight in.
9.
Well, at least you got full.
There is a grim silence. Let's see if there's anything else that's described in this room. I have to go back to the to the page. Let's have a look. How infuriating. You can see how it would be difficult to lay out one of these because, like, depending on what direction you go, it's hard to have like a linear path to read. Please roll a d6.
Your turn, I believe, Mikhail.
1.
Oh, you find a singular tiny sapphire worth 5 gold pieces. So just say 5 gold pieces, if you prefer.
Why don't you keep that one as you defeated the thing?
Oh. Thanks.
Tyr will look to sound like a
villager.
A villager, yes, from Minecraft.
I knew what you were going to
exactly
say,
yeah. It's a little bit what a felly on the penguin sounds like as well.
Yes.
I'll look in this room.
Wow. Let me quickly get the description. Empty.
I don't trust it.
Each area key to this entry. Oh, I see. This ruined chamber stands empty of all but a litter of rocky debris. You do think these undisturbed rooms offer a good place to rest?
Oh, okay.
What do you see?
An empty room. I do think that this empty room could be a good place to rest.
Oh.
Can I search it just in case? I feel like I don't want to use a room that we've not at least tried to search.
Do you want to do what? Sorry, repeat that again.
Search the room.
Oh yeah, by all means.
16.
You search the room and it does just appear to be filled with rubble.
Great. Fine. We can use that if we need to. Do you feel like you want to rest yet?
I have drunk. I am good.
You're drunk.
No, I have.
I will once more bring up the light of Lunia, bringing the galaxy back into being around Tyr. And actually, I didn't mention this before, but because the penguin is walking next to him, he has a smaller version of the mage armor and the constellation around him.
You open the door and as you do, this room is much larger beyond, and you see that there is a creature hunched over what looks like an empty cage or enclosure. Let me quickly bring up the rest of the description. Crudely executed symbols and glyphs, scribed in bright green dye, decorate this large and irregularly shaped crumbling chamber. A large pit in the chamber's centre shows evidence of a recent bonfire. A metallic cage in the centre of the southern wall contains a gaping hole and stands empty. A small wooden bench draped with green cloth stands before the cage, and upon it sit several small objects. A bedroll lies near the wooden bench, from which the sound of whimpering is plainly audible. He's not by there, actually. You see a creature hunched over near the door, weeping. Please roll a Knowledge Arcana check.
Very well. I think I've got 2 Knowledge Arcana. There. 20.
Yeah, you know what this creature is. This creature is a kobold, and it appears to be totally distraught, weeping on its knees. Where is he? My beautiful friend. Where is he?
Hero was
Calcrix, where are you?
Hero was about to cast Detect Evil, but seeing the kobold crying, Hero instead moves in. Are you okay?
He looks at you, and then suddenly his reptilian eyes are wide. Who are you? What brings you into this chamber? What brings you to my misery? You're quite surprised, Tia, that he's speaking in common. Hero, you don't think anything of this at all.
I'm Hero, and we travel Old Road. You're crying, so
It
we
was
hope.
my sole responsibility, and I lost him.
Huh?
What have you lost, kobold friend?
Calcrix. Calcrix the White.
Calcrix the White. What?
And he looks at you with an ever menacing gaze and says, Dragon.
Oh my.
We invaded here, and we were able to do so because of our most potent ally. Perhaps you'll be able to help me find him. Please. My name is Meepo. What is your name?
Well, Hero's already introduced himself, and I'm
Hero.
Tyr. And this is Aphelion. Aphelion pokes his head around the door.
Meepo looks at your penguin with, startled alarm and says, he looks like he would look well in the ice.
Yes. Aphelion here loves the ice. He likes to
Those didn't.
slide around.
He says these didn't, and he points to, a number of kobold remains in the pit beyond. You can see there's, still frost covering some of them.
What happened to those?
Calcrix happened to those.
Did he not like your other friends?
You see, we kobolds are indebted to our dragon overlords. But I have the great honor of being Calcrix's keeper. It is for that reason alone that I live when all others freeze. I am the keeper of dragons, Meepo.
And how did your Caltrix, was it? Caltrix.
Calcrix. I'll put it in the chat.
Calcrix, apologies.
No, it's dragon names.
How did Calcrix escape, for lack of a better word?
He'll go, I don't know. Please roll a sense motive.
$18.
6.
Hero, you see falsehood in Meepo's eyes.
Endearing, kind of like genuine, earnest, wanting to help, snaps to change. Like, you lie.
Oh my god! Ah! Like his scales nearly fall off in terror as he looks at you, this creature that's near triple his size, and he goes, all right. He didn't escape. I helped him. You see, we and many of my trusted allies were able to pincer a foothold within this place, the Citadel where the sun does not shine. And we were able to do so because of our most potent weapon in this war. Caltrix. I just want to see him again. Perhaps if you can find him and bring him to me, he will reward you. He is dragon kind, you see.
How big is Calcrix?
Oh, Caltrix is a wormling, but do not let that deceive you. He has a significant power behind those jaws of his.
That sounds fine.
Return him to me, and perhaps he shall look favourably upon you.
But I thought you said he's run away from you.
Well, not run away per se. Like I mentioned, I let him loose. He said he had business to attend. I am not going to stand in the way of a dragon's business. I am a mere humble servant of their kind. Yes.
Okay, well, maybe we could find your dragon. What can you tell us about the fortress, about this area?
It is ours, or it soon will be. We have struck in this endless war against the goblin kind. We seek to make this place our own. We are led by the fearless one, Yusdrayl. In the chat. She has power. She is the only one that Calcrix would fear.
And what is Yusdrayl? A kobold like you, or a dragon like Calcrix?
A kobold, but of the Bounder ilk. They are our elite, shall we say. Older and advanced. Kobold Bounders are effectively elite versions of kobolds. They're medium sized. Imagine like the hobgoblin version to a goblin is a kobold bounder is to a kobold. Larger, more powerful, more problematic.
And is Yusdrayl here in the
Yeah, she's taking the throne beyond, but there are many dangers that lie between here and there. Many dangers. Many,
Such as?
many dangers. Most of my folk won't look kindly upon you. You will have to announce yourself, or they will consider you to be an enemy. And then there are the goblins. There are so many goblins. We underestimated their numbers. There are dozens within these halls. Can you fight dozens of Goblin King?
No. Was that just a no from Hero?
Just does like no. Almost bettered by 3 rats. So
Yeah, true.
There are goblins imprisoned not far away, but they are guarded by bounder kind. If you seek to influence them in some way, the bounders will fall upon you like a storm.
Well, we wouldn't dream of siding with goblins, would we, Hero?
Then be sure to return here if you, with full strength, for beyond there are many interested creatures that would like the taste of you.
Good to know.
I'll only tell you this because I have a developed interest in a neutral party, and he gives you a very sly smile. Perhaps this kobold is more shrewd than perhaps his foolish demeanor belies. If you help me be reunited with Calcrix, I shall show you a great treasure. And of course offer assistance in these dark places. There is a long way to go yet. This is only the first level.
How many levels are there?
Many. And then beneath, the Twilight Grove.
But what's the Twilight Grove?
It is where the most sacred fruit grows. Where the influence of Golthias takes root. It is the power that the goblins serve.
The apple.
Yes, the apples and pears.
Very interesting.
Stairs.
Sorry?
He said apples and pears. He didn't mean that, though.
I shall give you much knowledge and reward if you reunite me with my dear Calcrix. But you must only proceed when you are ready.
Well, you've said that it's a difficult journey. Perhaps you have anything that might help us in our task.
I'll help you with my wise advice.
Okay.
But I do have, perhaps...
You're going to have to... If he will say...
I have something that I could help you with, but I don't see any reason why, as of yet. You have not yet helped me.
So if you want to try and get a bit of payment out of Meepo before you've enacted any favour to him, that will require some kind of diplomacy, charisma, intimidate, whatever you want, really.
I could try a little diplome.
Okay, he will. It's about resistance, isn't it? So he will roll. Ha! Thankfully, it doesn't take an awful lot.
Tia probably gets through a, well, look, if... And then he's like, here we go.
Please roll me a D100.
Very well. 21.
He will hand you a tatty old scroll.
Very nice.
Please re-roll the dice. Doesn't work.
Do you want to roll this one, Michael?
What you roll doesn't work.
44.
How strange. You have a scroll of no direction.
Is that like a scroll of direction, but
You
the opposite?
instantly know the direction of north from your... You know the direction of north because you know the map, though. Roll again. I want you to... it's meant to be something that you can use, and so far it's not been very good, so it needs to be something that makes sense. So if you wouldn't mind. Perhaps defeats the purpose of rolling for it, but I like a bit of random in there. 11, okay. You get a scroll of charm person.
That
So it works on
may
humanoids.
Yeah.
Well, no, that will work because technically
no,
goblins and kobolds are humanoid, reptilian, and goblinoid, but they still fall into the humanoid category. Yeah, charm person, an enchantment, mind affecting spell, level 1 sorcerer spell. He also produces a cure light wounds potion.
Here, I can take that. I'll take the scroll.
Ah, thank you.
Now, for extra treasures, you must do me a service. I've already given you wisdom. What lies beyond is dangerous. But feel free to pass me by if you so wish. Just remember, I must be reunited with Caldrix. I must be reunited with the dragon.
Yes, of course. Shall we rest, do you think, Michael? You wanted to carry on, didn't you?
You could go other ways. There are many other ways from here.
I mean, I could.
Let's carry on for a little bit longer.
Smidge longer. A couple more rooms.
So be it.
What can we see up here?
You move through this area. You note that there's quite a lot of rats and feces that are filling that pit. As whatever the dragon has left is being consumed, and then you look down that corridor. You see a number of doors, and a corridor going off in one direction.
Well, perhaps better to go for corridors first and closed doors second.
As you step that way, can you give me a listen check, please?
Yes.
Oh. 11.
Hero, you aren't aware of this, but Tyr, you hear the unmistakable sounds of footsteps echoing in, you imagine, a lofty hall of some kind, up that end of the corridor. That corridor leads to like quite a wide open space, and multiple footsteps can be heard in that direction.
Silently, Tyr will point to his pointy ears and then do a...
Huh?
There's people that way here. Footsteps.
Okay.
So be quiet. I want to go to the end of this hallway as well, just to... Nothing particularly.
Huh.
Okay. You
Hero
keep going that direction, and you can see there are a large number of kobolds that fill this hall. A long hall that reaches far. And I need to bring up the description of this room. So you're looking into the chamber 19. Deterioration and decay thrive here as everywhere. However, a double row of relief-carved marble columns march the length of the room. The worn carvings depict entwining dragons. You see kobolds marching to your right. Kobold bounders, you assume, from their size. And also, I need to check, because you're actually looking to two separate chambers. It's such a large space that they have two numbers to it. Where you are is closer to 21, which says the following. The Dragon Throne. A short throne stands near the west wall, constructed of fallen bits of masonry, stacked against an old altar. A small horned figure in red-dyed robes sits in the throne, and a force of similar creatures guard her. The altar's top contains a variety of small items, while the portion of the altar that serves as the throne's back features a carving of a rearing dragon. A metallic key is held firmly in the rearing dragon's open mouth.
Yes, sunshine oil, Yusdrayl,
the creature says to you in Draconic. But at the dawning look of your confused faces, the kobold upon the throne speaks.
Why do you disturb Yusdrayl, the fair?
The kobolds in the area move in quick succession. And they are much larger creatures than Meepo.
Who stands before Yusdrayl?
She repeats.
My name is Tyr. This is Aphelion. And my compatriot.
I'm Hero.
Yes. And we were just speaking to your good friend, who I've realised I've not written the name down of.
Meepo.
Meepo.
Meepo. Who has bid us to search for his little friend?
Yes, Meepo has failed us. It was his one job to ensure the Calcrix was kept in line, to help us in this endless bitter war, and he failed. He failed, so his friends were fed to his own beloved creature.
Well, we agreed, since we were here to kill goblins, anyway, that we would help in searching for his Calcrix. And we were just double-checking this area in case the dragon might have come this way. But we can see now that it won't have done, so we'll just head back the way we've come and try somewhere different.
No. You must leave in such a hurry. Seldarine.
And she calls you by your old species name, the Seldarine, the elves.
Come forward. Step into the chamber. Do not stand in the threshold like outsiders. Come forth. What help can you offer Yusdrayl?
Well, as I said, we'd already agreed to try and find Calcrix, which you need for your endless war. So I think that's help, isn't it? That would be really good for you.
That's a really good argument. So can you please give me a diplomacy or a charisma or a whatever you want?
Yeah, diplomacy. 24. Crikey. Crikey, I like it.
Her eyes blaze with fire and says, yes, of course. We do require the power of the dragon. Most of mankind find a reverence in them. You mean only look to what we create in their honour.
And she gestures to the great throne. She sits upon that rearing dragon overhead.
This was once a place where they would worship their kind. A dragon cult. One day we will spread our wings, and that order will rise again. But first, the goblins must be dealt with. So if you are able to retrieve Calcrix, you shall receive no threat from my kind. But the same cannot be said of the Goblin King.
Well, we have no love for the goblin kind, do we, hero?
Oh no, they bad.
Yeah, he hates them.
Then you shall prove it.
And she clicks her fingers. All of a sudden, ushered from one of these doors, 2 goblin prisoners are pushed through and forced to their knees. They are put between you and Yusdrayl. Maybe you'd be here because they need to go there. There you go.
If you have no love of their kind, then you shall prove it.
Tyr speaks to the goblins. Have no love of your kind.
The goblins look up at you with this dread in their eyes. One of them gives like a low hiss.
See, proof.
They should have a chance.
Yes. Very well. And they give a nod, and two of her flanking bounders drop knives at the feet of the goblins, and they look around as if there's some kind of trick. Yusdrayl nods, and they begin to work their bonds free with the knives, and then stand unsteadily to their feet. We'll be free if we win. One of them says, "We'll be free if we win." That will depend, Yusdrayl will say. The others move to get some space. You are parted from them. Or I'll move you for you. There you go. Very well, says Yusdrayl. Begin! Roll initiative.
Great, killing prisoners.
12.
17.
Music, come on. There we go. It's just down quiet. 14 for the first, and 6 for the other. Right, so that's Tia. Then Goblin 1. Then Hero. And then Goblin 2. And you begin circling each other, suddenly thrust into a life and death situation where you have to prove your enmity for the goblins. Tia, you're first up.
Yeah, the usual coalescence of the constellation of stars as he puts two rays at the closest goblin number 1, I guess. 13 on its touch.
On its touch, that is a hit.
5 points of damage.
What is it like as you immediately evaporate to the goblin?
The stars all turn into one point, fire straight through the goblin's chest, just leaving a gaping hole.
Amazing.
And then the second ray, 16 on its touch.
Also a hit on the second one.
And for a penny and for a pound, 4 points of damage on that one.
How do you exactly kill the second one?
I think it's at the same time. Both the sort of beams join together, and he just throws out 2 hands and just puts holes in both of the goblins.
There's sort of like an echoing rumble as your power detonates, and both of the goblins just collapse, entirely destroyed by your power. Dust falls from the many pillars of this hall, and Yusdrayl stands and gives like a long, slow clap. Yes, you are of arcane kin. She lets like sparkle magic from her claws, and you can tell, Tia, that this is a caster of comparable, if not
superior skill to your own.
Ooh.
And she says,
But this is enough. You have pleased Yusdrayl. If you are able to retrieve Calcrix, you will do us a great service in this battle against the Goblin King. You will be rewarded, honoured, and given safe passage beyond this place, if it is to the Twilight Grove you wander.
We have heard about this Twilight Grove now. It sounds
Yes.
interesting.
It is why the others were here.
The others?
Others like you.
Would there have been
Travelers.
4 of them?
Why, yes.
And what happened to them? Dear... I've forgotten your name, I'm so sorry.
Yusdrayl.
Yusdrayl. Yusdrayl. You did put it in the chat.
That's right, I'll put it there. We go. There you go.
Thanks. Dear Yusdrayl.
I do not know what happened to them.
I thought you were going to say you killed them.
No, not at all. It is not us that killed them. I know not if they live or die.
There is some certain information she has, though.
I do know that they fought the goblins, and they never returned.
And do we know how long ago that was?
Many, many weeks. It is well that you promise to return Crycrix to us. It will not be a simple task. I know not what the fool Meepo told you, but he isn't simply missing or hiding. It has come to my knowledge that the wormling is in the control of the goblins.
Well, that seems quite an error on the part of Meepo.
If you are successful, I shall grant you this.
She gestures the key that is in the mouth of the dragon throne.
And what is that?
It is a key. A key that will help your passage beyond and reward you greatly. But for that, you must return our dragon to us. And better yet, if you are to defeat Droon and his goblin kin, you will be seen as a hero among kobold kind.
Sounds good.
The
Is there any
cult-
help you can offer us?
That's a really
Before we go.
good question. Let's see if there is any help that she can offer you.
Yes, there is.
And she'll produce two scrolls. An arcane scroll of mage armor,
Cool.
due to her sorceress ways. And please roll 2d100. One each.
77.
38.
Let's do 77 first. 77 is a potion of Fox's Cunning.
Well, it will make Hero a little less stupid.
And 38 is Shield of Faith potion +2.
Ooh. Seems more up your alley than mine.
Do you want to keep out of it for the moment?
Can do. I'm not quite sure what it does. But
I believe it's like just a protection to your armor class, Shield of Faith. I'll look it up, shall I? Shield of
I can
Faith.
look it up as
The
well.
spell creates a shimmering magical field around the touched creature that averts attacks. The spell grants the subject a +2 deflection bonus to armor class. So if you don't have anything as a deflection contributor to your armor class, that will serve you well.
Not at this level.
No, well, there we are then. Who's having that?
You, just in case.
Okay. Thanks.
I know that Carl Trix is somewhere in the goblins' domain in the northern passages of this place. Although I would warn you to take care before heading in that direction. To the south, the area can be reached through the tower you must surely have passed through.
We have indeed.
There is a power that resides there that I would have defeated too.
Oh, would you? What's to the south?
It is to your benefit as well, Seldarine. For it is a guardian of many great treasures that may aid you in your battle against the Greenskins. In a way, there is a priest, unless it is beneath you to slay a man of the cloth.
Depends of which cloth the man wears.
He is a heretic, once sworn to the dragons, no longer.
And what does he swear to now?
I know not. Mankind wounded him, but were unable to finish him before he fled into the darkness to the south. Defeat him, and you'll have greater power to use in your battle to liberate Crycrix. Once Crycrix is recovered and the goblins are defeated, your way into the Twilight Grove will be unimpeded.
Very well. What do you think, hero? South first, then?
Yes. South first. The holy man.
Unholy man, potentially.
Yeah, some unhallowed priest that Yusdrayl gives hint to. Is there anything else that you would ask of Yusdrayl whilst you're here?
I don't know. She's been more helpful than I thought. So, no, I don't think there's anything I can think of, unless you've got anything. Hero?
No. No, we go south.
You will tell that scrubbling coward Meepo that he is now the liaison between your party and mine. If you fail, and you die, so shall he. Be sure to advise him of this.
We certainly will.
Okay. We die. You die.
Then be gone from here, return the way you came. You don't want to tumble into any unwanted surprises.
As you wish.
When next you stand before Yusdrayl, it shall be victorious or condemned.
And with a gesture, the kobold dismisses you, and the bounders sort of like eye you as you go, spears held aloft.
Okay.
Do you want to look in any of these rooms as we go past?
Sure. Oh. Sorry.
You open the door, and inside there are a number of kobolds. I just realised that I had a tester token. I was wondering why I could see in those rooms. I had a tester token for dynamic lighting purposes. So if you could see something else there, that's what I quickly got rid of. Yeah, inside there are 3 kobolds that hiss. But they seem sort of like resolute and ready to defend themselves.
I closed door.
You close the door and you continue on into the darkness. You can return back to Meepo.
You see anything in there? Uh-oh.
Looks like prisoners.
Correct. Two goblin prisoners still there. That's where the others have been dragged from, you can predict. An empty chamber.
Empty room. No one here.
All good information.
When you return, Meepo is sort of like hiding, but not very well. His tail sticks out from behind the cage. He doesn't.
Hi, Meepo.
Ah, oh, hello.
Good news. Yusdrayl agrees we can try and find your dragon.
That is wonderful news. Crytrix will soon be with me again.
Yes, and even better news, if we fail, she's going to kill you.
Oh, wow. Well, what?
Like he was like about to celebrate, and then like he is doomed in like a sentence.
Why don't you come with us? You can help us out. If you're gonna die anyway.
He'll look sort of stunned, and then we'll go.
I suppose there are some things I know about this place that might be of use. If you must survive to keep me alive, then we are friends.
Friends it is, Meepo. Friends it is.
Yes.
Just to satisfy our curiosity, we're just going to open all the doors around here.
Yes.
Be wary of that one.
Oh, why?
There are some of my, shall we say, friends inside.
Oh. Sorry.
You open the door and you see 3 kobolds frozen, solid, dead.
Well, hopefully, not all your friends meet the same fate. What about this one?
You would not wish to go down there, I can assure you. That leads to her nest.
Her being Yusdrayl.
Gut hash.
Gut hash.
Yes. We do not go into gut hash's lair.
What or who is Gut Hash?
It is a domain of the Citadel that has been entirely overrun with our folk. They skitter, they bite. The Dire Rat Kingdom.
Oh, we've met some of those.
Yes, Guthash reigns in that direction. You don't want to go wandering in there ill-prepared. She feeds on any who dare go in.
Fine.
Oh,
We must be ready for Guthash. We must be ready for the goblins. Come.
But there's 2 more doors.
Come. Fine, open the door, it's this empty.
oh. Empty.
Yes.
Ugh.
Oh, sorry, I forgot about the rats. Roll initiative.
10.
10.
Yes, there's suddenly a swarm of hungry rats explodes out from this chamber. And they immediately move forward.
Just going to move me 1 to the side, just so they're not in the same square.
Yeah, no problem.
That would be weird for combat.
They immediately rush into your square, hero. Screeching. You can see that they've been sealed in here to kind of like clear the devastation of of the flesh that has been left by the dragon. But sadly, they hunger for fresher meat now. As they do, 3 points of piercing damage to you, hero.
Ooh.
So that is Rat's turn, and it is now. Oh, you both rolled the same. Hero's turn.
Ah. 1 step back. Hammer out. Hammer smash.
Splatter.
6.
You swing wildly for the rat swarm.
Trying to whack-a-mole fight.
It is like a whack-a-mole, but sadly no moles nor rats do you hit. You swing wildly and they swarm away.
That's it.
Okay, that was hero. Tyr.
Tyr will take a 5-foot step back and say, hey Meepo, you might like this one, and cast Ray of Frost at the rats. 9 on their touch, which I imagine is a miss.
That is a miss, unfortunately. They scatter wide as your spell explodes on the ground where they were. Meepo is going to level something at the rats. And he moves around the corner and leaps onto the table. This stone table here. You can see it's a practice maneuver. Meepo probably has been used to the rats swarming by, so knows to jump on the table. He leaps there and then lets fly an alchemist's fire. That is a... Oh no, he just has to hit the square. So that is actually... He hits the square and it explodes, dealing... Four points of damage to the rat swarm. Now, unfortunately, as with Alchemist's Fire, it spreads and blasts fire into each square next to it as well. Oops, sorry. Not my fault, Mr. Half-Orc.
1 point of fire damage to Hero. That was Meepo's turn. We're back to the top of the round. The rats rush from the burning flames and go straight on to Hero again. And they will deal you an automatic 1d6 points of piercing damage. Another 4 points of damage as they swarm into you. That is their turn. Hero.
Oh, wait, no. Oh! And then... Smashy. Oh. That's another 2.
Swing wide, but the rat swarm is too wily for you.
Oh! That's it.
That's it. Tia.
Yes, let's attempt another ray of frost. 16.
Is a hit on the touch.
Yes. And one icy rat is frozen tail.
Yeah, utterly frozen there. That was Tia's turn. It is now Meepo who will spend his round screaming and pointing at the rats. It is now a rat's turn. Whoa, he had an alchemist fire and he used it. Let's see. Rats. Okay, the rats, unfortunately, are just going to keep doing what they're doing. Nearest target. Sorry. Nom 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 nom. Hero, you are beset. Another 4.
Aye.
Consistency is the key. The rats swarm and gnaw at you. Hero.
Drinking a potion is a move equivalent, we said, isn't it?
It is, but they're not going to attack of opportunity you. They're just a swarm, so you can just do that without getting another lick in, so you're fine.
Cool. Well, as my movement action, I will quaff.
Yep. Yes, our house rule is you can use a movement to take a potion.
And then as I'm drinking that with one hand, my shield just kind of just navigating like this. I'm just bringing the hammer down with the other one to
That's
attempt
great,
to
yeah, so you restore the past 2 rounds of damage against you and strike. Roll it up.
20.
20, of course, is a hit. You slam the rats with a painful strike with your weapon.
3 points of hammering damage.
Okay, they're still going. The rats just keep biting away, but that was your turn, Hero. Tia.
I can't really shoot them because Hero is on them.
Yeah, sure.
But I will take a step back and I'll take out my crossbow, I guess.
Well, that's a free 5-foot step. You can use your movement to take out a crossbow. Presuming you keep it loaded, you can loose.
Well, but wouldn't I hit Hero because they're in the same square?
Okay, if you miss the rats, you hit Hero.
Can I ready an action to fire?
Yes.
Once Hero's out of the way.
Good idea. Yeah, perfect idea. Yep, you can ready an action to loose. Very good. That said then, T, you prepare that Meepo. It's just going to keep screaming. The rats will go... Nom 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 nom. Just eating Hero. 4 again.
Fucking hell.
4. They just munch. With that, it is now Hero's turn.
Hero will take a step back.
Your ready to action triggers, Tyr.
Loose. 19.
That is a hit. Roll it up.
Huzzah.
Are you using one of your +1 arrows?
I didn't know that was just a regular one.
Okay, so that's 3 points
3.
of damage. Oh my goodness. Okay, cool. With that strike, they don't pursue. They are actually broken and are going to try and escape.
I still have an attack, because that was just a movement.
Yeah. But they are broken.
So
you can make your attack. I'm just telling you they're broken.
13.
Is a miss. Oh yeah, because that triggered rats and munched. Then it was you. Yeah. So Tyr, it's your turn. We're back to your turn again.
I'll reload the crossbow and send another bolt their way. That's a critical miss, potentially.
Fumble.
19.
Just a miss. Tang. Okay, Meepo screams. The rats provoke an attack of opportunity.
I'll take it. 23.
A hit.
Yes.
3.
What is it like as you finish the rat swarm?
As they break, there's just a moment where they all seem to line up. And they all get very close to each other as they're like passing through something. And Hero just like... he's just like, I've got it. Just brings it down and gets them all in one strike. This is just a rat sandwich. Just...
Incredible. And then with the final blow, the alchemist's fire still blazes in that corner and it dances in Meepo's eyes and he looks like a mad thing for a second and he gives like a jeering cry as the rats burn and he says, "Now, friends, come with me into the darkness. Together we shall find the unhallowed priest. And we shall walk the twilight grove. Come." And as you began battling rats, so there we finish battling rats. As that, I think, is enough for this session of the Sunless Citadel. So we're going to bring our players back to the little menu here. And we ask, as we always do on Roll the Bones, we ask our players for their thoughts before we conclude. And I think tonight we will start with Mike. What are your thoughts on the session, the characters, your experience tonight?
Oh, bless Hero. He's trying. He's really trying. A lot of this is just going over his head. He's just like, yes, okay. But he's really trying to do what he can.
Yes.
And Tyr is a very interesting concept, which I think is great. Ascentius. But yes, I'm intrigued, as were a lot of these. I know a handful of modules, I've read a few, but this is one I have not. And it is nice to come to this fresh, and yeah, I have no clue at all. However, I'm enjoying what's going on between the goblins and the kobolds. I think through his reduced intelligence, he's still struggling to walk that fine line between doing the right thing and he's trying, but I think siding with kobolds is starting to question him a bit. But we shall see.
Hmm.
And
Cool.
also, interesting. Almost died in the first combat. Matt, if you're still watching or you're tuning in again, haha,
He lived.
not today. Maybe next session.
Maybe next session. And Dom, thoughts and feelings at the end of the game?
Yeah, I've really enjoyed that. I was quite surprised that we did manage to survive, considering how I felt like we had a better, an easier to survive party last time. This time we've got a bit crazier rolls when we rolled for stats. So it's quite good that we've managed to get this far, to be honest. I really enjoy both characters as well. I think rolling random characters has been a lot of fun. Just like trying to play with what we've got. And
What you got, yeah.
Yeah. I really like Tyr as a character. I know I mentioned before that the whole idea that he's just a star elf and he's got this ridiculous title of being from the Celestial Concord. He's a first degree Astrocaster of the second class, and he's got a penguin familiar. It's really makes me laugh.
I love him as an idea. He's so out there. He's great, literally out there.
It's basically an anime character, and any time he does anything, I'm imagining like a Magic Girl transformation.
Yes. Next session, I promise I'll have a penguin familiar ready for you as well.
I would love to see that that guild, that order appearing in the future. I think that's an awesome idea. Just this Astro,
Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah, and they have their claws in Spelljammer, I believe, the Star Elves, which
that would
is
make
the
sense.
space D&D astral sea campaign setting.
Maybe we'll have to do some at some point.
Maybe we already have touched upon Spelljammer in a previous game. Maybe we already are dabbling in such powers.
It's already there.
Exactly.
But also with the Sunless Citadel, I've really enjoyed the sort of kobold goblin war going on. I didn't expect that. And we've sort of been forced by circumstance to side with the kobolds.
Yeah.
Just because there's too many of them. And I'm very excited to see where it goes. The priest to the south, and the goblins to the north, and the intriguing sounding Twilight Grove below. Very excited. I feel like it might be 3 sessions. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I didn't anticipate you immediately having to fall back. I did not anticipate that. I thought, we'll do level 2 in this, and dear viewers watching, I know, it's hard because there's only 2 of them, so that immediately is a disadvantage. So they are level 2 characters for that very reason. But of course, when you roll natural 20s, that's what happens, isn't it? Dire rats, just savage as much as anything else. So, yeah. It was. I didn't expect that, but it was quite fun. I liked it in a way because it was like, this is how dangerous this is going to be. It set the tone of us going forward that anything can happen, and I'm sure anything will happen going forward. I deeply enjoyed running that. Thank you for your patience whilst I scrambled for information. I'm trying to stay as true to this as possible, but sometimes it is really hard to read like full blocks of text whilst also trying to keep it going, so I appreciate your patience for that. And for those,
good job.
You're too kind. At the end of the session, so thank you ever so much for watching another session of Let's Dig Up from us here at Roll the Bones. If you like this video and you're watching live or after the fact, give it a like, or if you're watching us now, give us a follow on Twitch. We really appreciate you watching us live because that helps us out as well. And please, if you are watching us live and you are already following us on Twitch, give that bell a ring. Ring that bell, because that will let you know when the bones begin to roll. Thank you ever so much for watching, and join us in the next chapter of the Sunless Citadel. That leaves us with only one thing to do, the thing that we always do. We say, bone them rolls.
Bone them rolls.
Bone them rolls.
Burn and roll.
Bone them rolls.
I
Bone
rolled
them
the intro video, not the closing.
Roll the bones. Bone the rolls.